My name is Genesis Gastelum, and I am a senior accounting major from Mexico. I am doing my capstone research project on the path to becoming a Fortune 500 CEO. I am looking into the career paths and education of the Fortune 500 CEOs. Every year, the Fortune magazine publishes the ranking of the 500 largest U.S. corporations based on revenue. To narrow my research, I am only focusing on the top 100 companies of the list published in 2015. I decided to research this topic because I believe that most college students with a business-related major such as accounting, finance, or economics have dreamed about being a CEO. Therefore, I believe that anyone whose goal is to be a CEO sometime in the future will be interested in this research. Even if you're not aiming to be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, looking into the career path and education of some of the top executives in the country will provide you with a good guidance to achieve your professional goals. The specific question that I am trying to answer with my research is there a specific path that people should follow to become a Fortune 500 CEO? I started my research by trying to find out if anyone else has done research on this topic. Most of the research that I have found has been focused on identifying the common qualities among CEOs. For example, based on the book The Global Leaders of the 24th Century, all effective leaders must be committed to risk-taking and continuous innovation, be comfortable with technology, have a global mindset, and recognize the importance of ethics in the workplace. Another idea in which management experts seem to agree with is that the workplace environment is changing. For example, according to the book The New CEOs, in 2011, 74 current or former CEOs were either African American, Latino, Asian American, or woman. This demonstrates that the typical profile of the CEOs is changing. Even though this research allowed me to identify the qualities that a chief executive officer must possess, I intend to focus my research more on the technical side and look at the career paths and education that most CEOs follow instead of their personal characteristics. I was able to find a research conducted in 2010 by two professors from the University of Finland in Ohio. In their research, they identified the levels of degrees earned by CEOs from the Fortune 500 list published in 2008. This project had a very similar purpose to mine. However, I am trying to extend my research by not only identifying the education of the CEOs, but also determining how their education has influenced their success. After exploring the research topics, the existing research on my topic, I identified the companies that I was going to use for my research. I got the top 100 companies from the Fortune magazine website. Then I found the biographies of all 100 CEOs by visiting each one of the company's websites. From these biographies, I was able to collect data regarding the CEO's career path within the company and their education. After gathering enough raw data, I was able to start analyzing. The first analysis that I did was trying to identify what are the most common undergraduate majors for the CEOs. As you can see, the most common one was business. This business category includes business administration, marketing, international business, and other business-like majors. After that, I tried to identify how many CEOs went to graduate school and found out that only 60% of the CEOs have more than a bachelor's degree. Then, from this 60%, I identified what are the most common graduate degrees, and as expected, MBA was number one. However, I noticed that a significant amount of CEOs have a law degree, which is understandable since according to Peter Drucker, the founder of modern management, effective leaders need to know as much about government as they know about business to be able to be successful. As of now, this is all the analysis that I have done. However, I plan to continue analyzing my data by identifying what schools do the CEOs go to. For example, did they go all go to Ivy League schools or liberal art colleges or maybe state universities. I also want to find out where did most CEOs start their careers and how long did it take them to reach their current position. For this, I will have to isolate the CEOs that were hired directly for the CEO position. Finally, I also want to analyze the company's financial performance under the current CEO. I plan to do this by looking at the changes in the stock price of the company and trying to find a correlation between the company's performance and their CEO education. As of now, this is all that I have planned, so thank you for your attention.